Greetings, one and all, from the White Mountains of Arizona. We are slowly melting here. We found a part of the hill that's got fresh pow, deeper pow, so that's where we're hanging out today to do another channeling. As the snow melts and the earth gets soggy beneath my feet, makes you wonder, what shape is it? So if you saw by the title, we're going to be talking about the flat earth theory, or I don't know what you want to call it. A lot of people believe that the truth of the earth is not what we were told or taught in school. I firmly believe that. I don't know what shape of the earth is. I'll just share my belief. I personally believe that we're in a hologram. This is a holographic simulation. So if I believe that, what do I care what shape it's in? None of it's truly real. I think we're just creating whatever we want to create with our energy, with our thoughts, our intentions, our emotions, and it's just a simulation. But a lot of people get bent out of shape about the shape, so we're going to find out what shape this thing is in. I don't know who Tara is going to connect with. This one's going to be a mystery until we connect with it and see what we're doing with. Oh, yeah, she's ready. Who are you connected to?
She says she's from Lemuria.
Oh. Okay. Is Lemuria in what we know as the fourth dimension?
Could be considered so, as well as 7. But seeing as you are mostly the energy of water, so are we.
Okay. How fitting, we have ice water all over the ground. So we have a question about the shape of our 3D Earth. I'm sure it's different shapes in different realms. Can you tell us some more about the shape of the planet?
It's an interesting explanation, depending on the point of view you are viewing it from, as you said. In 3D, although this is difficult, everything you know as your reality would be spread out as if there was a point A and a point B that went straight across, no bends. Much like when you create a map of the world, you could have this map in the form of a globe, but you could also do it on paper and it would mean the exact same thing. Imagine a globe and a paper map as your reality of Earth. In its actual formulaic reality, it is flat. This is why it may be perceived by many higher consciousnesses as flat. Technically, it would be a straight point A to point B. However, with things being also dense within this reality, and that density taking on the form of the least resistance, which would be a sphere or somewhat spherical state, it could also be viewed as oblong or round. Again, it is the point of view. Yes, if you were to stand back from Earth and view it in the confines of the density of this reality, yes, it would be circular. But viewed farther away, without the confines of the density, it would be flat.
Okay, so no one is wrong. They're just arguing about which perspective they wish to see.
Yes, I would agree. No higher self would be quote-unquote wrong, as that is a 3-dimensional point of view. But more, are you speaking of the intensity of the density, or are you speaking of it from a more logical point of view, without density?
I know that every person's reality is different, But is there a shared view of the shape of the planet in, let's say, the third density?
Yes, the shared point of view is that it is spherical. The reason being, I hate to say controllers of the matrix, because I do not feel they actually control firmly the matrix itself. But they put the idea of density by talking about things in a spherical manner. You see in carbonation the spherical bubbles, and they say the Earth is much the same thing. Outside energy compressing upon itself, forcing it into a spherical shape, or somewhat spherical. To put this idea of density and compression into the collective consciousness would help to keep one at a denser level, keep denser thoughts, denser points of view, denser energy.
Okay, so I'm correct in saying that our collective consciousness has a shared understanding of the shape of the planet, and it's because of the quote-unquote controllers of the matrix that put it in our egos that way.
Yes, it would be both a truth with an underlying deception.
If we were to remove our egos completely, how would we experience the shape of the Earth?
You could experience it in both points of view. You would understand that there is a density about yourself creating a spherical nature, but also you are not dense. You are energy, thus taking it out of a spherical nature into something more linear.
So those who have tapped into the idea of a flat Earth, are they working at a higher frequency of vibration or consciousness?
It is just an alternative vibration and point of view. They are beginning to understand that perhaps not everything is as it seems. So they are in a different questioning phase. The ones who still believe that the Earth is spherical, although correct to some degree, would be in a state of also trying to understand their world, but through the confines of an equation, through the matrix.
So if someone who believes the Earth is flat is in an airplane with someone who believes the world is spherical, and they take a cross planet trip, what happens?
Well, according to your physics, their physical bodies would feel that the perception of the Earth would have been the same. But what their higher selves are telling them perhaps would be different. Therefore, their experience would be slightly different. They both experienced a ground that did not appear to curve, and they went over the side, so to speak. They saw a continuation of reality, but one would find ways to present their argument that they were traveling around in a circle. And they would be correct to some degree. They are very astute at understanding their 3D world. They are very good at compiling facts based on what their 5 senses are telling them. So they can be highly intelligent, relying more possibly on logic than on their higher self, but their higher self also coming into play with a particular point of view. The other would find reasons within the matrix that they were actually just traveling in a straight line, no curvature. And again, tapping into the higher self, they are correct to some degree, depending on the realm in which they feel they reside more in.
Okay, so they're both right, and they both find ways to be right.
Yes.
What can be gained by understanding these concepts? Like, how will it help us to grow and understand ourselves?
There's learning in, let's say, both sides. Of course, there are always more than two. But let's say for the side that understands things as a spherical nature, there's still learning for them within this realm, as their souls came to understand the 3D realm in its entirety, its mysteries, its functions, within just a 3D matrix. There's actually much to learn and much to understand about how the world outside the 3D looks much like the reflection in 3D and vice versa. Those operating in seeing things as not how they were taught within a matrix, now beginning to understand that the truths they tell themselves possibly might be viewed differently from an outside perspective. Perhaps not that their view is wrong, but their view can be different if they choose it to be.
Okay, so seeing the other side, quote unquote, not that there's two, helps us to understand that there's more to understand.
Exactly. Soul growth.
What's going on with Antarctica?
Many already know intuitively that there are pressure points on this earth. Earth is a living being, and just like human beings who have pressure points on the body, so does the earth have its pressure points. One of those pressure points being in Antarctica. You can view this as manipulating the crown chakra of the earth. Although I would not view it as a top or bottom region of the world, just as a crown chakra doesn't necessarily mean it resides only in the form that you see it does. Remember the paper map.
So are they, through Antarctica, they're restricting the crown chakra of the earth and limiting source energy coming in?
There is a rather large portal at that end of the earth, as there are portals all over the earth. But within that portal, which is most open on this planet, just as there are chakras within you that seem to be more open than others, her crown is more open than most other chakras within the earth or pressure points. Certain beings understanding this might find a way to harness that energy, manipulate that energy. They cannot change the free will of that energy, but they can manipulate it, much like humans are easily manipulated.
In what way are they manipulating her?
The illusion. What you see with your eyes, your ears, your 5 senses, how you view the sky, how you feel the wind at this moment, is all manipulation through the perception of the earth itself, the earth's crown chakra, how it receives its information, much like humans receive their information. So, if she is viewing the elements of the world a particular way, so do you view them that particular way.
Okay, so is this ego matrix program being beamed from Saturn to the moon through Antarctica?
You could say it's part of a somewhat triangulation of many triangulations, much the setup of cue balls, pool balls on a pool table, having to use one as the catalyst, the cue ball, bumping into other balls, see them as planets in order to get one in the pocket, Earth.
So the whole solar system's like an antenna for this matrix program.
Correct.
And it emanates from some sort of cube?
Cube, yes.
Is that outside our solar system?
Yes.
Outside our galaxy?
When you look up into the sky, you see darkness, stars, planets, sometimes the meteor shower. You are looking up into a cube.
Oh, we're in the cube.
Yes.
And the cube is located where?
The confines of the third density. You could see it as light years and light years and light years across. So for you, it appears as though you are in a spherical galaxy. You are in a cube.
So the entire galaxy that we see with our eyes is a simulation?
Yes, but not the third density in its entirety. Your version of the third density is within this cube.
So it's exactly like the Truman Show.
Similar.
And in order to leave this cube, we need to do away with the ego control program.
Yes, you have representations of this already in your culture. It's been done in art, album covers, showing that the person is sitting within a prison cell, a box, and within that box, a box around their mind, and within that, a box around their soul. As a reason, there are so many boxes in art. They are trying to show you what you are in when you free your mind, so to speak, thus freeing the ego. You free the soul from the box, and vice versa.
And they'll both happen simultaneously.
Yes.
Reminds me of the Borg.
It is in pop culture, it is in art, everywhere. It is prevalent throughout the world. The box, the cube.
So there is no space in the way that we perceive it. It's all illusion. There's no space outside of space.
Not as you perceive it. And remember that there can be facts given to prove the existence of outer space. Yes, in a very dense point of view, a very dense matrix program. Yes, it does exist, yet it also does not exist.
Whoo, blowing minds. Well, we're running out of time, so we really appreciate you coming to speak with us. I love you, and I thank you for that. Do you have any last message for the people before we go?
I think you have enough to chew on.
I agree. All right.
Woo!
Here we are in the cube. Do you remember that one?
The tail end.
Is this the very end?
Yeah.
That one is going to have to be watched and rewatched. I don't get it. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, well, I'll have to rewatch it anyway.
Yeah.
To remember the first and middle halves.
Well, we get to edit it, so we will watch it and have more to say on it maybe in the comment section. Right now I'm a little dumbfounded.
Yeah, well, I guess I remember the part, we have some stuff to chew on, so I guess.
That's all you remember?
So I guess we have that.
Well, basically they said that we're living in a cube and it's all a simulation, the entire galaxy, and that's their 3D reality they've made for us.
So we're just living in a little Borg ship?
Yeah, a little Borg ship.
All right then. Well, we'll rewatch it, but hey, let us know what you guys thought about this channeling. Tap in, Let us know what your downloads were, what your higher self say, your intuition. We'd love to have a conversation.
Also, we've been getting requests for like very specific channelings, and that's something that you might want to consider getting a reading with you, a personal channeling with
Oh,
you for.
yeah. On my website, kitswaitsandtarot.com, there is a live one-on-one channeling session that you could do with any being of your choice. I say no super low vibe energies.
Basically, you'll step into my shoes and you'll ask her the questions. You'll have, 40 minutes or 20 minutes?
They have a choice between 20 minutes or 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you get to ask her the questions just like I'm asking her, and she'll channel as
Yeah.
best she can the being of your choice. Or
Yeah, it's live, so yeah, you just ask away, and whatever the entity has to say, I'll say it. So
yeah, so check out kittenswaitsandtarot.com.
yes. All right. Well, that was fun. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, and thank you guys for watching. If you want to catch more of these types of videos, make sure you hit that notification bell.
Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll catch you next Monday, as they come out every Monday.
Monday morning. All right, guys, thanks for watching.
All right. Bye.
Bye.